All right, we're following breaking news on the campus of North Forsyth High School right now. This is a live look at the campus as we have several crews. They are on the scene, and all we know right now is there is a heavy police presence. We have people from the Winston-Salem Police Department there, as well as the Forsyth County Sheriff's Office. EMS is responding, and we're expecting an update from the Sheriff's Office shortly to find out the details about what's taking place there at North Forsyth's campus. For now, we have crews spread all across the campus in different areas. And first, we're going to check in with our Wanye Reese, who is on the phone for us right now. Wanye, you are on the campus, so what are you seeing?
Hey, Lindsay, we're continuing to see a very heavy law enforcement presence out here. We're seeing a lot of people passing by, slowing down, just asking, hey, what's going on? And I think that's the question that a lot of parents have right now. And we're also asking that question because we're not getting that information just yet. We got here around noon, my photographer and I, and we saw that there were some people who were outside of the gates of North Forsyth High School going back and forth with the police officers who were on the scene. About 15 to 20 minutes after that, as we were leaving the scene, I saw those same people on the ground crying once again. We don't know exactly what's going on or what's happening exactly, but it definitely was very heartbreaking to see those parents very upset.
Our crews have been on the scene since this story broke.
And WXII 12's Kenny Beck joined them. Kenny, a very dark day for Winston-Salem, Forsyth County, and the entire school system.
It is. Lindsay, Christine, good afternoon to both of you. We are live outside the Joel Coliseum, which is the official reunification center. So no one is getting into or off of the North Forsyth campus right now. What's happening is students are being bussed over. Most of them are here now, and so parents, loved ones, family members, caretakers are continuing to show up. They've been showing up for hours here. The first ones arrived at about 12:30 or so once news of this got out, and they are parking their car and they're walking up and they're showing identification, and from that point they are being allowed to take their child home for the night. Those are some of the, on the scale of things, happier images that we are seeing today. Moms and dads with their children safe again, set to bring them home. Of course, there is one family tonight that is not that lucky. It's the second incident of deadly violence to happen in a Winston-Salem Forsyth County school in a span of less than 4.5 years. And here to fill in some of the details for us on that is WXII 12's Joshua Davis. As we continue our live team coverage this afternoon, he joins us from the Education Center where, Joshua, we heard from the sheriff, members of law enforcement, and members of the school district just a short time ago. What were some of your biggest takeaways from that?
Well, Kenny, I can tell you the biggest takeaways that I took out of this press conference was just the sheer emotion that was on display from Dr. Don Phipps, from Sheriff Kimbrough, from Chief Penn. Just, you could see, we understand how hurt and how scared parents and students are, but to see how hurt these law enforcement leaders were, how these county leaders were, really just goes to show how far this incident has, the ripple effects of how many people and how far people are being affected by the situation. So we have a few basic details of what we know so far. Now, there was a loss of life, an altercation between two students that led to one student dead, another injured, according to the superintendent, Sheriff Kimbrough, telling us that there is no present danger to the community.
I was struck by what I saw from the two people to my right, walking arm in arm, reunified. I presume mother-daughter, is that correct? Mom, how can you describe what it's like to see your girl on a day like this?
It means a lot. I think we take for granted life and how seeing someone off to school may be the last time you see them. Yeah. So it's just a reminder to be thankful for your family and have those, strategies to get in contact with someone if there's an emergency.
And I realized I haven't asked for your names. Apologies. May I have your first and last names?
I'm Ebony Baring.
Ebony?
And I'm Kennedy Jenkins.
Okay. Kennedy, how are you doing tonight? Did you know the person who died today?
Yes, I went to middle school with Cameron, so we have been friends for a while. And I also knew the other person involved. They were really good people, so it's really heartbreaking to see what unfolded today.
What grade are you in at North?
I'm in 11th grade.
You're an 11th grader. Okay. It doesn't seem like it's fully hit you yet, what has occurred. Would you describe the person who died today as a friend?
Yeah, he was a friend to everybody. He had a good heart and a good soul. So it's kind of sad to see what happened today, but I pray for him, his family, and everybody else that was involved.
When you hear your daughter describe losing not just a classmate, it's one thing if it's someone who's at your school but not really in your circle. It sounds like the victim today was very much in your daughter's circle. How do you process that as a mom?
It's tough, especially during this time. You're truly just focusing on exams and SATs and getting ready for scholarships and not thinking that you would have to reconcile the stages of grief, and especially with someone you know. I met the young man as well, and also the other young man that was involved. So my prayers do go out to both of their families, and we pray that there is a clear, investigation on what occurred.
We focused, understandably so, on all of the grief today. Let me ask you something from a different perspective here. What makes you hopeful on a day like this? What brings you optimism about the future?
The staff, North Forsyth administration staff, counseling staff, just teachers, everyone, they worked hard. They worked tirelessly to make sure that our kids were safe, not just in this incident, but previous incidents. So I would like to tell them thank you. Thank you for enduring what you can to make them safe, and also pray for them and be helpful for them as they deal with this tragedy. You had seen it firsthand. They seen the aftermath, something that our kids were blessed not to see because they prevented it, and they sprung into action. And I'm thankful for the county and the city for also having a reunification plan.
And what makes you optimistic about your school, North Forsyth strong, in the days and weeks and months to come? And finishing out this school year, you're on the back half of your high school career at this point.
Again, the staff, like my mom said, they've been very helpful. They always check on us, make sure we're okay. A lot of people there have deeper connections than just in school with the staff. They always check on you outside once you've graduated. But also just the students, because the student body, even though it's some messy, some, problems, we have each other's backs. When it came to other issues, we were out there rallying, and we've always been there supporting each other. So the Vikings stay strong. They support each other. That's what makes me hopeful.
The Vikings stay strong. Thank you so much for speaking with me here today. You didn't have to do that, and I'm trying to put myself in your situation. If it was me walking out with my daughter after something like this, or my son, I don't know that I would want to speak with someone like me. So thank you for giving us your perspective.
Please make sure you put folks in office that provide funding to these schools, because we need to be able to use the metal detectors, but we need the staff and the funding available to use them. So just make sure when you get to that ballot, you're conscious of these type of things.
Thank you both very much. I hope you are able to have a peaceful and healing night.
Absolutely.
Thank you both. All right, let's continue our team coverage now. We want to go actually to North Forsyth. That is where our Bethany Cates is standing by tonight. Bethany, of course, this was the scene of extraordinary activity earlier today. What are you seeing right now?
That's right, Kenny. It's a very quiet scene here at North Forsyth High School. We're actually on the side of the athletic fields, if you're familiar with that side of the school. But like we've been saying all day, it's been a very ever-changing police presence here. Now it's very quiet and it's died down, but you can see to the gate across my shoulder, there's still one police cruiser still sitting right there. But earlier you could see plenty of police, both chatting with each other to try and piece together what happened. And as we've learned more information, if you're just joining us now, we found out that one person died in the incident earlier today, an altercation between two students. But prior to knowing that, many family members gathered literally right here where I'm standing, distressed, asking law enforcement to tell them what was going on. And we also saw many parents across the street waiting on their students, trying to contact them to ensure that they were okay and figuring out how they could pick them up. And our team spoke with a few parents earlier, and this is what they had to say.
Everybody had an opportunity to take their kid to school today, and somebody's kid is not going back home with their parent. So I'm grateful. We're grateful. We're thankful, that we'll be able to see our child. So that's the best, that's the best we can ask for.